Hello students, welcome to English Tutorials. I am Hardik Thakkar, a faculty of English department at St. Xavier's College, Ahmedabad. In this video, I am going to talk about the literary characteristics of Augustan age. Augustan age has been well known for its classical studies and political satires. It has also been known for creating a new form of literature, that is novel form. The age has witnessed middle class rising and middle class participation in terms of literary production and literary consumption due to the massive printing. Printing produced copious books and other materials which could be available to many at a very cheap rate, which earlier was not possible. Earliest book reading used to belong to upper middle class. With this, journalism and journalistic writing took place. Journalistic writing used to focus mainly on middle class readers, and therefore it used to use a very plain language. Addison was well known for his language, which he used in periodicals like Spectators and Tatler. Historically and politically, this age saw three monarchs. This age starts with Queen Anne during 1703 to 1714. After Anne came George of Hanoverian dynasty, who ruled during 1714 to 1727, and then his son George II ruled until 1760. During Queen Anne, Alexander Pope started writing poetry, and also he translated several classical works. His well-known poem, The Rape of the Lock, came during 1712. After Anne, during the George I, came first novel in English by Daniel Defoe. However, technically the first novel in English is called John Bunyan's Pilgrim Progress, but several critics believe that Chaucer's Troilus and Cresside should be considered the prototype of all English novels. Daniel Defoe wrote his work in a realistic style. His novel was based on the real life incidents. After Defoe, several writers plunged themselves into writing novels in the style of Defoe, and many of them got succeeded. In 1741, the first modern novel in English got its birth when Samuel Richardson wrote his first epistolary novel, Pamela. Epistolary novels refers to a novel writing which is written following the style of letter writing. Why it was modern? Because it added the depth, a further depth in the character presentations. This age saw four wheels of novel writers. They were Richardson, Fielding, Smollett and Sterne. This age was the age of prose writing, and therefore journalistic writing and novel writing dominated the world of literature. Drama and other forms of art couldn't be fitted well in such environments, therefore couldn't bear anything worth. Poetry, on the other hand, could make magic at some point in the life of Alexander Pope, who earned his fame and owned Pope Villa on the pillar of poetry alone. According to him, he never tried to create poetry with labor and toils, as he was a creative genius. Therefore, once he said, "I lisped in numbers, and numbers came." With Alexander Pope, the era was named as the Age of Wit and the Age of Pope. The Dunciad was the best example to express his wit. Moreover, Pope gave mock heroic or mock epic poems following the style of classical age. The best example was the Rape of the Lock by Pope. Another and the most well-known mock epic in prose from this period was from Jonathan Swift's The Battle of Books, in which he has described about the old battle between the ancient and the modern writers. But as you know that this age copied the classics and the styles, and merely copying doesn't create any novelty in the literature. Therefore, Pope added satires and laughters and kept up the classical style in writing while changing the subjects. The common characteristics of the poetry in this age were response against rivals, the concept of individualism versus society, the imitations of the classics, politics and social issues, satires and irony, empiricism and comedy. This age was also considered as the age of satire, since satire was the most popular literary tool that was utilized by the writers of the time. With the help of satires, they were better able to educate the people through literature. Its function was to acknowledge a problem in society and attempt to solve the problems in a funniest manner while still educating the people. Its effectiveness can be seen in literary pieces such as A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift, where he addresses and criticizes the problem of growing famine in Ireland. Moreover, his Gulliver's Travels present political and social satires. This age too has empiricism as a characteristics. Philosophical writings by John Locke and Samuel Johnson added much into exploring and expanding it. Therefore, the birth of first authentic and empirical dictionary by Dr. Johnson could come out in 1755. So that was all about the literary aspects and the characteristics in Augustan age, which can be understood under 1700 to 1750. As with the death of Pope, the Augustan era ends too, and the age of sensibility starts, which later on leads to romantic vigor. Thanks for watching.